What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going through a full day of eating on my massing phase. We're looking at probably around 4,500 calories. Macros will be at the end. And we start our day off obviously with some Echo creatine. One thing I do with creatine that a lot of people don't do is I double scoop it. I get around 10 grams per day just because of the fact that I'm not a 120-pound female and the recommendations are typically 0.1 grams per kilogram. And I am not 50 kilograms, so I take more than 5 grams. I take around 10, but it could be less. I just go overboard. Not for you. Not for you. So here we have 12 ounces of venison and about 6 ounces of salmon. I'll eat this throughout the day. I'm gonna start off with about 6 ounces of the ground venison. I just like to get a decent amount of protein in the morning, not too much fat because I'm gonna be training in a couple hours. And then before the gym is when I'll actually get my pre-workout carbs in. Time to head out for our workout. For this, I'll use Drama 3.0. And typically what I will have pre-workout are cereal bars of some sort. Now, I used to have cereal bars and fruit because of the fact that fructose takes a different pathway, but then I started thinking through it, and idiotic me did not think about the fact that these often use fructose. So there's really no reason to have the fruit alongside of it. So it's on the way to the gym that I'll consume things like my Rice Krispie treats. The reason for this is the exact reason why it is not a good option for people who are consuming it outside of the context of a pre-workout. This stuff digests quickly, it doesn't sit heavy in the stomach, you're not gonna feel loaded down while you're working out, and it's gonna provide really quick energy. This is the exact reason why this stuff is not good for an obese population. Because of the fact that this stuff digests so easily, so quickly, doesn't take really anything. Even though the thermic effect of food for processed foods is less than that of whole foods, not a good option for people who are struggling with obesity, but for the purpose of a pre-workout treat, very, very helpful. Today we got for you guys a back workout. This is specifically a lat focused workout. A lot of you guys ask me how to prioritize certain things within your training, and it's really not as complicated as people make it out to be. If you want something to grow more than something else, or you want to prioritize something, you just put it earlier in the workout. So the first thing we're going to start with is a plate loaded lat row. This is my biggest movement for the day, likely. And I really like this machine because what you can do is you can overload certain positions of the movement. So even if you're not necessarily going to increase the overall weight, you can make it harder during certain portions, just based on how you feel. Now, I'm gonna try and make it a little bit harder in the end position, more lengthened, just because of the fact that you're a little bit stronger there, might as well. And then it gets a little bit easier as you get to the top. Make sure you get that nice contraction, that nice squeeze. Well, not squeeze, you guys know what I'm talking about. And this would also be a good time for us to talk about warm-ups too. Because I often get people asking me, hey Joel, how do you warm up? Do you stretch? Do you do mobility work? I'm gonna show you guys how I warm up. All right, so I get the weight set up. Oh, I need to adjust the pad. So you guys always ask me how I get warmed up. It's really not that complicated. You get set up and you just simply use a lighter weight than what you're going to use for your working set. Keep the elbows tucked, nice and controlled. And that's all it is. Just don't make it too tiring. Don't get it to the point where you're looking at RP of 8 or any. No, just keep it really, really light. Get yourself warmed up until you're ready to do it without actually hurting yourself. That is it. Then you do your top sets. All right, and I will say this. A lot of people think it makes you a wuss to use straps, but if you're not using straps on your major movements when it comes to your back, you're just leaving gains at the door. You're not trying to work on your grip strength here. You're trying to focus as much energy and attention into the back musculature as you possibly can. So not using straps is just going to take away. It's not going to actually aid you in any way except for maybe grip strength, which I don't care what my grip strength is, it's already decent. Oh. And when you put your straps in, I see a lot of people leave them far too loose. You should have the blood coming out of your hands when you strap in. It should be so tough for you to get out of that you have no choice but to be locked into place. When you push yourself hard on individual sets, you don't need 3 sets, 4 sets for an exercise. 1 to 2 is gonna be more than enough. All right, so you guys know that I like to be honest with you about everything that I do when it comes to training, nutrition, etc. So there are things that I do when I train that might not necessarily be considered optimal. It's just things that I prefer to do, and you're gonna see it on this set. Something that I like to throw in with my lat pull downs. You don't have to do it. It probably doesn't help you in any way. I'm not saying it does, but I like the feeling of it, and that is partials at the bottom of the motion when you get to the end, when you can't complete full reps anymore. Okay, like I said, probably not optimal, but I enjoy it. All right, let's take the pump cover off, show you guys what's happening underneath. Oh, that's right, we're fat right now. We don't wear muscle shirts. No idea what's a good amount of weight with this, so we're guessing today. But remember, a lot of you guys are like, oh, you don't log your workouts? No, not typically, because I can feel it out, and I know about how much weight I'm gonna fail in the 6 to 9 range at. And if I don't fail at 9, I just take it to failure anyways. Doesn't really matter. So I'll load this up here, try a couple reps, see how it feels. If it feels too light, I'll move up in weight. Feels like a good weight, I'll just leave it, and I'll come back and do an actual set. Too light, move up a plate. Probably should work for that. So sometimes setting up straps can be a little bit awkward depending on the exercise. And when I reach down here, it's like, is it really worth it for me to set the straps? No, but my grip is decent. So I know we talked about how I was using straps for every back exercise, but if it's gonna cause more awkwardness than anything else, you can always do a couple sets without it. Just make sure that your grip strength is strong for that time. And the way you do that is by using the straps on the other exercises. Pretty simple concept. There you are. As you guys saw in the last set, I got somewhere in the neighborhood of 8+ reps. And if that happens, simple course of action, just increase the weight. I try to make my absolute hardest set fail somewhere around 6-ish reps. And if that's the case, then I know I'm moving a good amount of weight. Let's get it. Perfect. To finish off the back, we have another variation on a row. This may be a tad bit redundant just because we did those low rows before. But with the low row, I really only feel a really solid contraction in the exact mid portion of the trap. So here I try to get a little bit more towards the upper. Like I said, it might be a tad bit redundant. You don't have to do it. This is just what I do in order to completely toast my back. And I know a lot of people like to put rear delts on back day. I just don't. For whatever reason, I prefer to have rear delts on a separate day. I feel like my rear delts get hit pretty good during back day in general. So I give the rear delts a bit of time to recover and hit them on their own on a separate day. But do whatever the heck you want to do. And this is a situation where I'll just do one set. Don't need to do two. I'm dead. But you don't need nearly as much volume as we used to think if you push hard enough when you are going. Houston, we have a problem. My Flex Pro meals just came in today, and I already had my meals planned out for today, so I'm not gonna eat them today, but they are pretty cool. You got like your chicken caprese. That one's for Tori. I don't eat this stuff. I eat more of the stuff that has beef in it. What we got? Keto Mongolian beef. Oh, okay, relax. 28 grams of protein, 230 calories. Yeah, that's the type of stuff I'll be eating. But it's a really good service. I ordered them yesterday and they came today. I was not expecting that. I thought it was gonna come like a week later. So if you guys are interested, Flex Pro meals, code, I would assume TNF. That's usually what my codes are, so I got you. So post-workout meal is going to be venison and the salmon from earlier this morning. Really boring, not the barbecue pit master like Tori's cooking up in the oven right now, but I like it anyways. I know. Boring, bland, whatever. I don't eat for taste. You guys already know this. But I do like to have some good taste, so I'll probably have a burrito later. But I don't mind having things that are just plain right now. So we're into the evening portion of my eating. Typically I will have somewhere around 4 apples. I know it's a lot, but I like apples. And then I will have a burrito bowl, either from Chipotle or Hothead. But I usually have the wrap as well. So it'll be rice, beans, corn, tomatoes. I don't add any sauces or anything like that. I don't particularly like them. And that will get me up to somewhere in the neighborhood of, I believe I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 calories right now, which means I still have more to go. So the last things I will eat for the day is I will have 2 cups of oats with protein powder. Usually I use Pea Science, but I ran out. Code TNF. And I will have my Echo Z's to help support my sleep. And I will have 4 hard-boiled eggs, and for a nice little treat, I will have a Greek yogurt bar and another Greek yogurt treat. I don't know why, but all the protein treats that are good are Greek yogurt ones. Just the way it is. So yeah, that was a full day of eating.